Hello, welcome to this update for the Indian Ocean. So let's see what's happening. We have still these two disturbances here, one near Sri Lanka at a medium chance of formation, and another one in the southern Indian Ocean with a little bit lower chance, but bringing some heavy rain near the Cocos-Keeling Islands. And let's see, this area is still expected to bring some heavy rain towards India and Sri Lanka, potentially be a tropical storm down the road or something. So here's the European model, shows the disturbance there, shows severe heavy rain in Sri Lanka throughout today and Monday, especially like Monday and Tuesday. So be careful with flooding there and some heavier downpours. Then this goes Tuesday, shows like the coast of southeastern India might get some very heavy downpours, so please be careful, like some heavy rain there, some flooding, and warn others there. Tuesday this goes still by like later Tuesday into Wednesday, still some rain there. And Wednesday shows the system potentially near tropical storm strength, but most of the moisture displaced further north. But later shows this goal might try to organize a little further before it goes into India, and then it goes there. And still some of the disturbances left over later, especially in the southern Bay of Bengal, December 1st. So yeah, and the GFS has like here does have the system there too, has some very heavy downpours in Sri Lanka there and southeastern India, so really be careful. The main thing with this is like flooding potential there, so stay safe. This goes Tuesday, the GFS is a more moisture ahead of it, close to like southern Bangladesh and some areas, but it does have 995 low pressure. That's like tropical storm strength, alright? Right by like the 29th. This goes in the GFS, even strengthens this into a 983 cyclone by December 1st. This goes and might go near northern India. And yeah, so be aware. There's like some other models too. The Canadian model, this shows that there's the heavy downpours in Sri Lanka and India, especially like Sri Lanka already happening and India more Tuesday into Wednesday. And the icons has this closer to India there. It doesn't have it going so much north, the Canadian model actually. And then it goes there. That's like tropical storm strength already. 996, but it sounds a little bit disorganized. It's not compact. So we'll see if you'll get classified or not. But let's see, this is Friday. The Canadian goes into southern India there. And then it exits on the other side still with some moisture. And later, the Canadian has another system, another disturbance near like the southern Bay of Bengal. So be aware those areas. But still some uncertainty if this will become a tropical storm or not. But definitely be careful with the heavy rains there. There's some other models here too, like let's see. So there's the icon as well, shows the disturbance there. This goes past near India and Sri Lanka, tries to become a tropical depression or storm. This just might be like a deep depression or something, but eventually they'll show like 999 tropical storm. So this might eventually form into something. There's the Neptune, goes there. It tries to form a tropical storm or something, but like that's 1000 millibars close, but then later goes to 998. So this might be like a short-lived tropical storm. But the main things like the rainfall in one day the next 1 day and 4 hours, I show like some 120 millimeters in Sri Lanka. Some areas show all the way to 140 millimeters. So like 140 millimeters in just 24 hours can cause some major flooding concerns there. So be careful in Sri Lanka. And shows like some more like 106, 27, 76 millimeters. So be careful there. And now until Friday, The European has like northern Sri Lanka all the way to 500 millimeters, 437, and like further north some 310 and 200 in other parts of Sri Lanka. So really be careful there. And like southeastern India might get a hard hit, some 239 millimeters, 257 shows others like 108, 153. So be careful, especially southeasternmost India, but further north others like Chennai and others, be careful too. It shows uh, this eventually bringing moisture all the way to Bangladesh by like the 28th to 29th or something, Myanmar, and like northeastern India some areas. So be aware there. And if I put it just until the 27th, still shows it lingering around there. But now the GFS, the GFS is a big spot like northern Sri Lanka, over 600 millimeters. So that's too much, I think. But if this happens, it might generate some catastrophic flooding, especially northern Sri Lanka, like 300 in other areas, 200 and 183. So please be careful with flooding. Stay safe there. Then shows others like 427, 400, 300 southeastern India for 418. So please be careful in those areas. Then the GFS has this moisture eventually getting to Myanmar, Bangladesh to like 59 millimeters, 18 and 40 millimeters in some areas. So be careful. There's the access not very into Sri Lanka. It just shows like the coast close to 120, 200 millimeters in a spot or two of the coast, and like 131 millimeters. But be aware, I think there'll be more rain than this, but you never know. The icons is a little bit milder too, only show like 163 millimeters. Depending on the track of this might be a possibility, like just 151 millimeters or something. But or like the European, the GFS 300 millimeters. So be aware there. This might be less, but if I were there, I would be prepared for like 300 to 400 millimeters in the next 5 days in northern Sri Lanka, even west eastern Sri Lanka some 200 millimeters. So stay safe there. And here the rainfall from the Canadian model does show like here. So until the 27th, the Canadian does have those yellows right over Sri Lanka there, close to 300 millimeters as well there. So please be careful. It has like this going almost right over. In southeastern India, it has like 250 millimeters to almost 300. So please be careful. And now if I put this until Thursday the 28th, the Canadian shows some spots like 400 millimeters in India, in Sri Lanka especially. So please be careful. Central Sri Lanka. The European, the GFS are showing northern Sri Lanka. The Canadian showing central Sri Lanka. But just basically all of Sri Lanka. please be careful and stay safe from flooding and in a secure spot away from flooding. And now the probabilities. So the European model ensembles does have a lot of support for this reform, maybe the Bay of Bengal there, like the initial system near India Sri Lanka, but it does have another wave behind it, like by December 3rd or something. December 4th has another disturbance watch behind it, has another disturbance the South China Sea to watch near Malaysia, and it has this other area near the Arabian Sea to watch as well, because if this crosses India, it might try to redevelop there. It does have some members showing tropical development in the southern Indian Ocean too, so that's moderate to a lot of support there. So we monitor the southern Indian Ocean. The Europeans starting to show members near Western Australia there, in the eastern Indian Ocean. So we watch that too, but for now nothing that concerning. And let's see, the Pacific side not showing much. There's the disturbance now near Fiji and those areas. They'll have some heavy rains there, but not showing anything else. Just near northern Australia, some weak members. So be careful. Those areas, like in other areas here, does show the disturbance just south of Fiji with some heavy rain. Some islands there like Nukuki and Vatoa shows almost to 200 millimeters, 169, 187. Some more storms near Fiji too, like some 72 millimeters the next 5 days. So be careful near southern Tonga and other areas there. Vanuatu might be some more thunderstorm activity as well. So be careful there, those areas. And the European and the GFS are showing some heavy rain in Australia, especially Northern Territory. Next 5 days, close to 137 millimeters. So be aware in those areas. But it shows the worst by the end of next week or something. But shows more storms like in New South Wales too, and especially Victoria later. So be aware. And the rain in Victoria might be like happening already because of the front there. So already shows this front, some storms in northern Australia and western Australia, and then this rain goes. Today's Monday through Victoria, shows more storms this afternoon and evening, especially western Australia because that cyclone, the Pacific, and the storms near central western Australia. And that's not even the Pacific, that's just the Arctic Sea or the Antarctic Seas or something. But yeah, the extratropical cyclone there in the ocean, so it goes and leaves those storms like in Western Australia. And then keeps showing more storms throughout Monday, Tuesday, most on Northern Australia, especially like South Australia Tuesday afternoon, North Australia, and some of these storms could be particularly intense in some areas there, with more rain, lightning, and gusty winds, and even some hail. So be careful there. Wednesday still shows more storms through Victoria, even Tasmania, New South Wales, Queensland, and many other areas like Northern Territory and those areas. So be aware later next week showing more across the east too. And those tropical showers and thunderstorms just continue near parts of Fiji, Tonga, and some areas there, but nothing that crazy. Just be aware, some occasional thunderstorms near French Polynesia and some islands there and other areas, so be aware. And throughout this week or tomorrow or later, we'll make more videos focusing on Australia there, showing some different models on the storms, so stay tuned for that. And Indonesia shows those tropical downpours just passing by. Malaysia, Indonesia might be heavier at times in central Malaysia, in Sumatra and those areas. This goal shows more rain in Vietnam, southern Cambodia sometimes, and maybe northern Philippines after the 29th, and southern Philippines, those tropical showers and storms. So be careful, there's West Island there, the Cocos Islands. This is Monday, shows some heavier storms there in West Island because of that cyclone trying to form, so be careful. West Island there, and then this goes away by Wednesday. And the rain accumulation, the does show more than 118 millimeters in West Island, so be careful there with some heavier downpours and potentially some flooding danger, so be careful. And the GFS is like some 84 millimeters. The icon has like 184 millimeters in West Island from that cyclone forming, so please be careful with flooding. And then the icon, that European actually, also has like more than 180 millimeters of rain, near 200 in like northeastern Malaysia, southern Thailand. Those areas are southernmost Thailand, so be careful there with the moisture surge this week. Until Wednesday, just shows 97 millimeters, but until next Friday shows 187. So be aware throughout next week, especially, but all the days. Some more rain there, maybe some flooding dangers too. Shows also parts of Kuala Lumpur, some 85 millimeters and 86, and some more storms throughout Malaysia. In Sumatra, the dust shows so like 136 millimeters, more showers and storms. And all those colored areas might get some showers and storms, and those like tropical downpours can form at any time and bring those very big amounts of rain in a short time. So always be aware those tropical downpours. Java and other parts of central Indonesia, especially central Malaysia, more than 167 millimeters, 108 millimeters. So be careful those downpours, central Indonesia, and some other areas further east too, like Western Guinea, Papua New Guinea, more tropical showers and storms and downpours. The Solomon Islands too, some passing showers and storms, but nothing that crazy. The Marshall Islands as well, and Micronesia there, the intertropical convergence zone, so be aware of passing showers and storms. Guam just like 22 millimeters, but there might be a storm or two. Palau, some more thunderstorms and showers. The next 5 days, the European does like 261 millimeters in the northern Philippines, northeastern Philippines, so all the way to 300. So the GFS just has like close to 86, 90 millimeters in northern Philippines. The icon barely has 60 millimeters, 69. So yeah, we'll monitor this, but this will be like the end of next week, and it does have more rain like Calawan and some areas. So be aware. And in Vietnam, some areas shows still 157 millimeters, 143. So yeah, be careful. 169. Southern Cambodia might be a thunderstorm or two. Even central western Cambodia, southern Vietnam. Be aware. Some parts of southern China, storm or two, some showers, and more fronts and winter weather stuff in Japan. There, we'll try to make a video for Eastern Asia there as soon as possible. So be aware. And does show more showers and storms in Madagascar next 5 days. Some more thunderstorms in some areas. Nothing that crazy, but be aware. And later next week we'll make some more for Africa as well. Shows a shower too in Mauritius and Reunion. This might be like some small thunderstorms as well. So be aware. Seabreeze Village and other areas in the Indian Ocean and the Maldives, especially with those passing showers and storms there near the Maldives. So stay safe and warn others in India and Sri Lanka of that very heavy rainfall coming. So please be careful there. Depending if this forms or not, that there'll be higher winds, but that does show generally some higher winds, some breezier conditions in those areas as the system forms. If it really does form, the models show northern Sri Lanka some higher gusts, and then if this actually forms and goes into India, we might need to watch some parts of eastern India later on. And the GFS has like this trying to form there. It does have some higher gusts, northern Sri Lanka, even close to like some 83 km per gusts Tuesday. Be aware and be aware of the higher seas too. So be aware and warn others there. Let's see, and check the links in the description to see like some warnings and information, because for southern India in some areas now it's kind of quiet, but they'll start having some warnings when the system gets closer. Show some rain advisors in the Andaman, Nicobar Islands as well. Like if I put this to Tuesday, does show those orange warnings for very heavy rain and thunderstorms in southern India already in those areas. And yeah, so be careful those areas there. And here, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday still shows some more warnings there, and like some fog advisories in northern India. So be careful with some occasional fog in the morning in those areas too. And here, let's see, there's one for Sri Lanka too. Let's see. Let's see if this loads or not, because there's some useful information there too. Like some warnings for low pressure over the southeastern Bay of Bengal here. So it does show some information about the rain. Heavy showers above 150 meters are likely, places over the eastern province, and showers above 100 meters in some other places. They do have the low pressure tracking there near Sri Lanka, near India. That's just the disturbance track. No cyclone has formed yet, and some shipping warnings and stuff there. So be careful.